Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Keystone Cougar 337 FLS fifth wheel. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a few things taken into consideration when parking. Got a lot of slides on this unit. I want you to think about slides on your campsite as well as your offside. You can leave the most room for your awning over here. On your off campsite, of course, leaving room for your slides. I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug in on the rear of the unit. And then your water connection and docking station is going to be up toward the front. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, we're going to unhook our hitch by using the auto leveling system in here. Turn that on over to our right. And all we're going to do is take and touch the front and make the front go up or down till we get our unit up out of the way. Once our unit's completely clear, this is just showing us how unlevel we are at the minute. We're just going to go ahead and touch auto level. It says auto level grounding front. Please wait. Now take note, get your vehicle all the way out of the way, because one of the first things that's going to happen is the front of this is going to drop. And then it's going to bring down your, see it's starting to come down now. And then we'll bring down the stabilizing jacks here in the rear. Bring both those down. Once both those down, and our unit jumps around a couple times and does this little leveling thing, we can go ahead and hook up our power and water. Again, coming down, I'm going to recommend jack pads. Jack pads will protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Just a good investment to put down underneath those. Once it's level, stable, we can hook up our power and water. Big long 30-foot 50-amp cord plugs in here on the rear. Where these go in now is on a twist. At the end of that 50-amp service, should you need it, in your convenience pack will be a 50 to 30 dog bone, as well as a 30 to 15 amp reducer in case you need to plug into a 110. Still doing this leveling thing. You kind of watch it in there and see what it's moving. Once it's level and stable, you see that it says all level. Alright, now we can hook up our water. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this when putting water in, because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. At campsites, we're going to hook up to a city water connection. Hook up that water pressure regulator, hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Back behind your slide here, it's going to be your hot water heater. This door will come right off here, and all we're doing at this point, folks, is putting our drain plug back in. Got our drain plug. I'm going to throw plumber's tape around there, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. Get that in there nice and snug. 1.1/8" socket. Once you got that. Alright, after we get that drain plug back in there, we can go ahead and turn this hose on. Now, if this hose has been on for a little while, I should go inside and open up all these slides. I need you to get them slides open so I can get inside and open up all your water taps. Get your water taps open, get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Once that's flowing steady, shut them off. And then come on outside here to your hot water heater again. Lift up on this pressure release valve. You get some water coming out of here, you'll know this hot water heater is full, and we'll turn that on from indoors. Now if by chance your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here and check these reset valves and see if they're bubbled up. If they are, simply press them back in. Alright, now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping or boondocking. In that case, we're going to fill up our freshwater tank, which is in this little black door that your 751 key will open up. Now, no need for a water pressure regulator here. We're going to gravity fill this with a hose. Two ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. Or two on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. You can also check the level of your fresh tank. Once that's full, remove your hose, put this cap back on there, and then whenever you want to utilize this water, you turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump and hooked up to the city water. That is already pressurized. Alright, we're all set up with power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing here in this docking station. Up top, we got a hot and cold shower. The spray port that'll connect to that. Here's your tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping our black tanks when leaving the campsite. Again, our city water. This battery disconnect. That would disconnect all the battery power to your unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. And here's where you can plug in your cable at the campsites. And down here, area you can run all those hoses through. Over here, you got a little storage area here. Again, your auto leveling system. Our propane up here. Is on a regulator, lefty-loosey to open. Again, our freshwater connection. Your freshwater drain, low point drain for that is right here. On our off-camp slide, we got access to our fridge for technicians to get through. You got a vent for your microwave. Got an extra gray tank underneath here. Again, our hot water heater. There's a flue for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of it. It does get hot. Second gray tank to go with your black tank here. Coming around back, you got accessory rack. You got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof, and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. Prep for a backup camera here. Coming on over to our campsite, we got some storage here. A big awning, LED lighting. Got a couple of 110s out here as well. This is the other side of your pass-through storage. Cable there in case you want to put a TV out here. Your other propane tank. Your spare tires in here and your battery post. Check your battery post every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Again, you're bouncing a house down the road, you never know. Our docking light from up front. Here's where you can plug in a solar panel. You can trickle charge your batteries there. And then a little docking light up here. That about covers everything out here. Could take a look on the inside. Alright, quick little thing before going inside. I want to tell you on your awning, these do have a pitch control. If you want your awning to pitch this way, simply pull down on that and that'll run rainwater or whatnot all to one side. You can do that from either side. Alright, coming up beside your unit. First thing I like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camped with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway. Okay, head down the hallway here. To our right is going to be a control panel. Open that back up. Up top is where we will check our levels of a brand new battery. Fresh, black, and gray tanks. That fresh water button is the one I said to hold down when you're filling your potable water. Down here is where you turn on your water pump. Your water heater if hooked to electric, your water heater if hooked to gas, it does make a difference. Choose correctly. Choose whatever you're hooked up to. Ceiling light, pendant light, floodlight, which is outside, and step light outside. And down here, all of our slide controls and our awning control. Just want to say, on your awning, when you run that out, only run it out until you can see your brown bar and your flappers fall down. If you hold that down, it'll continue to run itself out, start to run itself up backwards. So only run it out as far as you need to. I'm going to hit retract right here. Watch that come in from the window here. Yeah, you can watch from the window while you're taking this out here. Make sure it don't go out further than you need to be. Or you can also watch with the door open from the side over here. You can stop and leave that out at any point in between. You can usually hear when it's in. That about covers everything in the control panel. To the left here is your thermostat. You've got your fan, your AC, your heat, and then off. Over to the right, you've got a remote. I just guessed, and sure enough, it was 0000 for your password. But you can do your lights in here, your auto leveling, go outside and bring your slide controls in and out. Kitchen slide, optional slide, nice little remote. Down below that, max air vent. All you gotta do is touch on, you'll hear it open and start up here in the living room. And then when I hit off, it will just close itself and shut off. Continuing in here, inside the storage area here is going to be your breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Coming into our kitchen area, lots of storage, cutting board sink. Do want to mention on your sink that you've got plumbing down here to maintain. You know, just as you would at home, check your plumbing now and then, make sure nothing's bounced loose, and you can not have any leaks over time. Got a big pantry here, microwave. Let's start that. Where to start? Show you that working. Stop that. Down below that, your cooktop has a light and fan. We turn this to light, hit your spark, show you them lightening it up. Same thing on your oven. Turn this to pilot, push to hold, get inside there, spark that up. This will spark it, that'll light it. Hold and spark, that'll light your pilot light, and then just turn it to the desired temperature that you want. Automatic fridge. We're going to open this up because my controllers are going to be over here. Right side freezer. Turn that on. Over here is our readings. So right now my dot is on auto. Auto means when I'm running off electricity, when I'm plugged into electricity, it's running off electric. As soon as I unplug, it'll go to gas. Change my auto to LP. If that light starts flashing, my gas is low. Back to auto, and then here's your temperature set, 1 through 5, 5 being the coldest. In the kitchen dining area here is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Actually, this one is your propane detector. Excuse me. That is 12 volt. So that's always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping somewhere and you're going to be gone for the day, you're not worried about your propane detector being on for a little while, use your battery disconnect to keep this running your battery down while you're gone. About covers the kitchen area. Let's head up into the living room. Again, the max air vent here. Come over to your sound system. Turn that on. Furion sound system, there's a remote for that as well. But I will walk you through it. AM, FM, Bluetooth, DVD, CD player. These are really nice. Probably won't pick up much inside this metal building, but I'll give it a scan. Presets, dual zoned. A would be your indoor speakers, B would be outdoors. Yeah, not gonna pick up much in here, but let's just try to stop by one that give me a little noise. Shut them off indoors, other than just outdoors. And your modes are here. FM, load your DVD, CD, Bluetooth. Really nice system. Television, Summit TV, I'll turn that on. Biggest thing on your TVs is when you arrive at the campsites, look for your menu, go into the menu, run a digital channel scan, and that'll help you to pick up all of the local channels. Fireplace, put that back off. Fireplace, not just for looks anymore. Turn this on, go through the pretty colors, or make it brighter and dimmer. But the biggest, I finally picked up a radio. Back to this, I'm sorry. Back to our fireplace, you've got the heat on these. That's the biggest thing. Is if it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, I got it up on too high, and I already feel the heat cranking out of it. Don't use your gas. If you're plugged in at a campsite, use this electric heater, and this will get it toasty in here in no time. A couple charging ports up underneath there. Also a safety strap for your TV when you travel. Make sure you snap that in. Your antenna over here. Lubricate the gears twice a year. All the way to the left is down. When you arrive at the campsites, crank it up. It might have been while I wasn't picking up a lot of radio stations. Didn't have our antenna up. Show you quickly how to turn your sofa into a bed. So we're going to remove these back cushions. There's the lights here. Remove these back cushions. Lift this up in the center. Fold my legs out. Pull it toward me. Lay the back down. And just that quickly, we've got a bed. Now just remember, when putting this back, make sure you lift the back up first. Otherwise you could really damage your sofa. And grab it in the middle. Lift it up and fold my legs in. Jackknife it back down. And return my cushions. Behind that sofa is also your emergency escape window up here. Yank that out of there. Lift this up and push it out. That covers all that. Go ahead and take a walk back here into our bathroom. Just a couple things to mention in here. 110 with GFCI reset. Your lighting, again, more plumbing to keep an eye on. Make sure your shower door is snapped closed for travel. That brings us lastly to our bedroom. All prepped for cable 110 there. We've got your smoke alarm up here. That's actually your carbon monoxide alarm. The bedroom. And that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. As far as this bedroom, you want to make sure nothing's is in between your slide and your drawers here. I like to say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede our slides from coming in. I start in the back of the unit. Work my way forward, shutting off lighting. Closing vents. You do have a hand crank open exhaust vent here in the bathroom. Make sure that is closed. Make sure our max air vent in the living room is closed. Come to my control panel here. Just shut off my ceiling lights. That way I can see all the lights that are left that are actually accent lights that I'll walk through and shut off. Do that real quick. So I've shut off all my accent lights, came back here and turned on my ceiling lights. Again, doors and drawers, walk through the unit, make sure everything's secure, everything's safe to close slides in. And we'll just start closing them in order. One's gonna be my off camp up front. Continue on. One below that. Sounds like it's the bedroom back here. You can personally mark these if you want. No particular order that they have to come in. I did want you to hear that noise one time. That's just the slide mechanism telling itself not to come in any further. So it makes a little grinding noise. You'll hear it on every unit ever made, just about. So our upper right is going to be our kitchen. And below that, our campsite front. Let's go over our slides closed. We'll shut off our lights, exit the unit, and prepare our unit for exit of the campsite. The biggest thing to remember on these steps is to have your door all the way open, otherwise this can catch on it when it's coming in. You also have adjustable feet, adjustable bicotter pins. They're set right now so that your door will close when the unit's open. Lock that in there. Before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt this door, lift and turn this handle for travel. I say that in case you want to go inside and check the levels of your tanks as you're dumping. Alright, if we are at a campsite, or if we are out boondocking, excuse me, we're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks by hitting retract all. We're going to get up underneath our fresh tank there and dump that water. Now make sure your vehicle is still clear of this. Turn this on, touch left and right at the same time, and that is going to retract our rear jacks. Now we'll note when I'm coming up that all of your instructions for this auto leveling system are right here. Pretty simple system to understand. When it says all the way up, we're going to push our up and down arrows to bring our tongue up and down to get our truck up inside there. Now if we're at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. You're going to want to start dumping here in the rear. A 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up to the rear here. And the first handle we're going to pull is this one right by our dump. That's your black handle, it says so right there. That's going to be your sewage water. And when it sounds like that's no longer draining, go inside, check the level of your black tanks. It shows it's empty. Grab the hose at the dump station. Leave the black handle open. Hook that hose up here to your tank flush and let that run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all that black water you just put in there has drained. All the water you just put in that black tank is drained. When it has, close your black handle and pull your gray handle. That's going to be cleaner water, your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you some. When that's done, close that gray handle, grab your sewage hose, and come on up here and hook it up to your other gray tank and pull this other gray handle. And while there's draining, if you're done camping for the season, I'm going to come up here and you're going to lift up in this pressure release valve. Leave that up, and that's going to dump a bunch of hot water out of there, so be careful. When that's done, close that back down, pull your drain plug. That'll drain some more hot water out of here, so again, be careful. That'll empty your hot water heater, so water doesn't sit stagnant in there all winter, or until the next time you go camping. When all that's done, remove that hose, close up that gray handle, remove that hose, take your hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Keystone for many years to come. Happy camping.